watched my last video, like the recording thing would not turn off. That was hilarious. I was like, but I can make some pretty ugly faces just so you guys know. Heads up. So, okay, serious. No, seriously, I'm gonna talk in this video about my mom having her heart attack. She had it July 24th, 2010. And we were on a trip in West Virginia. We have a house there that is over 100 years old, and we share it with family. Mainly, it's my dad's side of his family. And we were there. We do a lot of hiking and just like country things. I don't know. We have like a big yard. We do bonfires and stuff, and we go like twice a year. And my mom and dad got into an argument. I don't know what it was about. I know that my dad left pretty pissed off and drove off in his own car, did not say goodbye to any of us kids, and my mom was on the front porch really stressed out, and she was smoking a cigarette. And then we went inside, and all of us kids were hanging out. We were watching, like, VHS tapes, and, yeah, it's ghetto. And we were, like, eating in the kitchen from the 70s, and, she said that she was going to take a shower, so we were like, okay, you know, go take a shower. And she never got in the shower. She turned on the water, and then she started throwing up, and she came out of the bathroom with the shower water still running, and she was, like, really, really, really sweaty, and she was holding her chest, and her face was white, like white, 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 and she made it from the bathroom to the living room to sit down on a chair, which was not far away at all. Like, it was maybe 15 feet of a walk. And she was so out of breath. And she just, like, looked like hell. Like, there's no other way to explain it. She looked like death. And I said, are you okay? Like, do you have the flu or something? Are you sick? And she was like, I'll be fine. So she sat there for about 30 minutes, and she took her hand off her chest. She was, you know, acting fine. She was coughing a little bit, but she always coughs. She smoked since she was, like, 9 years old, so I figured, you know, I don't know, she was just being normal. And then she walked upstairs to go to sleep, and we didn't see her until the next morning. The next morning, she slowly walked downstairs. She was sitting on the front porch, smoking a cigarette, holding her chest. And I came outside to check on her to see if she was okay and everything. And she said, Mary, we need to go home to Virginia, like today, right now. Pack up everything and let's go and get on the road. Well, at the time, my twin sister and I were both 16, but we did not have our permits yet because we were like really misbehaved at the time, believe it or not. You know, I seem so innocent, but no, I was like a little shithead. So we didn't have our permits because of our behavior, and for that reason, we had, like, no driving experience. Well, my mom, who had suffered a heart attack, which neither of us knew, you know, we just thought she had, like, the flu or something, were asked to drive from West Virginia back to Virginia, and if anybody has driven West Virginia roads, you know that they are terrifying. They're very curvy, and they're very skinny. They fit like one car at a time, and they're so curvy, and people drive like crazy big-ass trucks and four-wheelers down them going like 50 miles per hour, and it's terrifying. And then there's 81, and that has a lot of traffic, and if you are not an experienced driver, getting on 81 is pretty bizarre and terrifying. So, but yeah, my sister and I, her name is Maddie, took turns driving my mom and us home and my little brother, and it took 7 hours to get home. When we got home, my mom did not unload the car. She kind of was just like, fuck this. And she went inside and sat on an antique chair in the kitchen and was still looking like death. My dad, who came home from work, was like, you look like crap. That's all he said. And she was like, yeah, I know. Then she went to sleep, and it was like still, excuse me, it was like early in the day. It was maybe 2 o'clock. She went to sleep, and we didn't see her again until the next day. When she woke up, she was like, I'm going to the doctor. I feel like crap. So she drove herself, believe it or not, to the doctor 2 days after having a heart attack. And the doctor said, you know, what are your symptoms, blah, blah, blah. And for whatever reason, she felt necessary to have an EKG done on my mom. And that's when she said, Lisa, you've had a heart attack at 46 years old. So my mom was like, oh, whatever, you know, I'm fine. I've survived. It's been 2 days, blah, blah, blah. And so her doctor ordered an ambulance to, you know, come to the doctor's office to bring her to the hospital. And my mom was super pissed off. She was like, no, I can just drive myself. It's like not even 2 minutes down the road. And the doctor was like, Lisa, you are crazy. And when my mom got to the hospital, they did an emergency surgery where they put in, like, I guess 3 stents. Like 3 of the 4 valves were clogged, like really, really badly. And after her surgery, we went to go visit her, which was really sad. She was in the intensive care unit, and she wasn't really able to talk. She was really weak, and she was really drugged up on stuff. And I remember being in the waiting room, and my dad just saying, well, if she didn't smoke all those cigarettes and drink all that soda, she wouldn't have a heart attack, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, whatever. Can't we just, like, celebrate the fact that she's actually alive right now and just be happy and grateful? And I just was really upset with how he handled, like, the waiting room experience. And I wanted to say maybe she wouldn't have had a heart attack if you helped her raise her 4 children that you helped create, and that she wasn't so fucking stressed all the time because of your lack of help. But I didn't say anything. I held it together besides my crying in the waiting room. And so, yeah, that was my mom's heart attack experience. She actually did go back to work. She was a teacher. So she had to go back to work like August 17th or something like that before the kids came to get everything set up. And yeah, so she had like barely any time to recover, and she works with juvenile delinquent children in an alternative school. So if you can only imagine how stressful that is, besides the fact that she had 2 16-year-old girls, no, we were 17, sorry, 17-year-old girls at the time who were acting crazy, and a little boy to take care of who was, he was 9 or 10. So yeah, that is the story of my mom having a heart attack. And it was awful. It was very, very scary. And that is when my anxiety started getting really bad. And I will go into that in the next video. It wasn't like right after that my anxiety got bad. I think what happened was I was extremely traumatized from the series of events. And I never talked to anybody or got counseling or help for it. I just kind of like kept it into myself. And because of that, I had like problems down the road. So I'll go over all of those and everything in my next video and discuss it more. And I'm so happy I was able to talk about that. It's very hard for me to talk about, you know, anytime that your mother's health is in jeopardy. That's like the god of your life. Like, I look up to her for everything. So it was very difficult. But here it is, 4 years later. She's still alive. She's still teaching. She is a lot healthier now. She's had some surgeries to benefit her health. I'll talk about that at a later time. But yeah, she's good at the moment, and I'm very, very grateful that she's still here. And if you're watching, Mom, I absolutely love you, and I just, oh my gosh, I love you, and I want you to stay on this earth for a lot longer, and please, please don't have any more heart attacks anytime soon, and know that your children absolutely adore you. All right, bye.